Have you ever pondered on the origins of political thought and how it shaped the society we live in today? If so, you might have come across the name of an influential figure in this field, Plato. A beacon of wisdom in ancient Greek philosophy, Plato's contribution to political theory is nothing short of significant. Born into an aristocratic Athenian family, Plato was destined for a life in politics. However, his encounter with Socrates, the man who would become his mentor, altered his path dramatically. Plato became a devoted student, absorbing Socrates' teachings and developing his own philosophical perspectives. But his journey didn't stop there. In the vibrant city of Athens, Plato established his own academy. This institution became a hub for intellectual discourse, nurturing minds that would go on to shape the course of history. But what made Plato so influential? Well, it was his profound and revolutionary political theories. Now that we have a basic understanding of who Plato was, let's delve into his political theories. Plato's political theories began to take shape during the early years of his philosophical career. As a student of Socrates, Plato was deeply influenced by his mentor's dialogues, and this influence is evident in his early works. One of Plato's earliest political dialogues, the Apology, offers us a glimpse into his developing political philosophy. Here, Plato grapples with the notion of justice, questioning the Athenian jury's decision to sentence Socrates to death. He presents Socrates as a man who, despite being wrongly accused, accepts his punishment out of respect for the law. Plato suggests that the law, even when flawed, should be upheld as a cornerstone of society. In Crito, another of Plato's early dialogues, he explores the concept of virtue and the role of a citizen within a state. Through the voice of Socrates, Plato argues that one must never do wrong, even in response to the wrongs of others, and that as citizens, we have a moral obligation to abide by the laws of our state, even when we disagree with them. These early dialogues represent Plato's early exploration into the nature of justice, virtue, and the relationship between the individual and the state. They reveal a political philosophy that values the rule of law and the moral duty of the individual towards the state. However, it's important to note that these works represent just the beginning of Plato's political thought. They lay the groundwork for the more complex theories he would develop later in his career, theories that would go on to influence the field of political science for centuries to come. These early works, while not as comprehensive as his later writings, are critical in understanding Plato's evolving political philosophy. They provide a window into his thought process and give us insight into the themes that would dominate his later work. These early works laid the foundation for Plato's more comprehensive political theories. As we dive deeper into Plato's political philosophy in the next scenes, we'll see how these initial ideas evolve and build into a grand vision of an ideal state. In the Republic, Plato presents his mature political theory. This monumental work is where Plato lays out his vision of an ideal state, a utopia governed not by the whims of politicians, but by the wisdom of philosopher kings. Let's delve deeper into this. Plato's Republic is a society divided into three distinct classes. The ruling class, composed of philosopher kings, is at the top. These are individuals who have achieved the highest level of knowledge and are thus the most equipped to lead. Below them are the auxiliaries, a class of warriors and guardians who protect the state. And finally, at the base are the producers, the largest class, encompassing farmers, artisans, and merchants who sustain the state through their labor. Now, you might ask, why philosopher kings? Well, Plato believed that those who love wisdom and truth, philosophers, are the ones best suited to govern. They have ascended from the cave of ignorance and seen the world of forms, an abstract realm of perfect, eternal truths. This experience, Plato argues, gives them a unique understanding of justice and the good, making them the ideal rulers. This brings us to another key aspect of the Republic, the theory of forms. According to this theory, our world is but a shadow of a more real and perfect world of forms. These forms are the ultimate reality, and understanding them is the ultimate goal of philosophical inquiry. For Plato, the philosopher kings, having seen the form of the good, are able to shape their policies in its light, creating a just and harmonious society. But Plato's Republic is more than just a political treatise. It is also a profound philosophical exploration of justice, exploring it not just in the state, but also in the individual. For Plato, a just state is one where each class performs its function and does not interfere with the others. Similarly, a just individual is one where reason, spirit, and appetite, the three parts of the soul, are in harmony. This ideal state, according to Plato, is where justice prevails and citizens live harmoniously. So in essence, Plato's Republic is a vision of a society governed by wisdom, where everyone has a role to play, and justice is the guiding principle. In his later years, Plato's political theories evolved, reflecting a more practical approach. Plato, a philosopher who never stopped contemplating the complexities of political life, demonstrated this in his later works, particularly in The Laws. In The Laws, Plato presents a second-best state, a deviation from his earlier ideal state philosophy. He accepts the rule of law, recognizing that a society governed by laws provides a framework for order and justice. This shift in his thinking is significant. It's a pivot from the philosopher-king-led utopia he envisioned in The Republic to a more pragmatic and attainable political structure. This second-best state, as Plato calls it, is not governed by philosopher-kings, but by laws. These laws are crafted with the wisdom and insight of experienced legislators who take into consideration the common good of the people. Here, Plato acknowledges the importance of experience and practical wisdom in governance, a clear shift from his earlier ideations. One could interpret this shift as Plato's concession to the complexity and unpredictability of human nature and society. The ideal state, while theoretically perfect, may not be feasible in reality due to the inherent imperfections and variability in human nature. In The Laws, Plato also emphasizes the importance of education in creating virtuous citizens. He believes that a well-ordered state is possible only when its citizens are virtuous and well-educated. This idea aligns with his earlier theories, maintaining the essence of his philosophy that education is the cornerstone of a just and harmonious society. So in his later years, Plato's political theories took on a more practical hue. He moved from the abstract and theoretical to the concrete and practical, understanding the need for a balance between idealism and realism in politics. In The Laws, Plato acknowledges that the ideal state is utopian and a practical approach is necessary. This acceptance of practicality over idealism in his later works reflects Plato's growth as a political thinker, demonstrating his adaptability and willingness to re-evaluate his theories in the face of reality. Plato's political theories have been influential in shaping the field of political science. This statement, as we've explored in our discussion, holds true across the centuries. Starting from his early political theories, we've seen how Plato's ideas were nothing short of revolutionary. His dialogues, such as the Apology and Crito, reveal his thoughts on justice, law, and the role of the individual in the city-state. These ideas, though formulated in a time far removed from ours, still resonate with us today as we grapple with questions of justice and the role of the citizen in the state. Moving on to Plato's mature political theory, we delved into The Republic. This seminal work, often considered Plato's magnum opus, presents us with the philosopher's ideal state, ruled by philosopher kings. His vision of a just society, structured according to the tripartite nature of the human soul, has been a source of inspiration and controversy alike. The enduring relevance of The Republic is testament to Plato's profound understanding of political dynamics. In the later part of his life, Plato's political theories underwent further refinement. Works like The Laws and The Statesman offer us a more pragmatic Plato, grappling with the realities of governance and the nature of law. These theories, while perhaps less idealistic than those in The Republic, provide valuable insights into the practice of politics and the complexities of statecraft. Throughout his life, Plato grappled with the big questions of politics, justice, power, governance, and the nature of the ideal state. His theories, while steeped in the context of ancient Greece, continue to influence our understanding of these issues today. His keen insights into human nature and the dynamics of power continue to resonate, making him a stalwart figure in the annals of political science. Whether you agree with him or not, there's no denying that Plato's political theories continue to provoke thought and discussion even today. So the next time you think about politics, remember the ancient philosopher who started it all, Plato.